Cardi B, turning the courtroom into a runway. In August of 2025, the world witnessed something unusual, a courtroom that felt less like a place of law and more like a stage. And at the center of it all was Cardi B, rapper, businesswoman, cultural force, and as it turned out, accidental fashion revolutionary. Cardi wasn't just fighting a $24 million lawsuit. She was fighting for her reputation, her narrative, and her sense of self. But rather than approach the trial with quiet compliance, Cardi did what Cardi always does. She turned it into a spectacle, one that the world could not stop watching. Today, we're going to break this moment down, not just the legal side of it, but the cultural, the fashion, and the emotional resonance of what it meant. Because this wasn't just about one celebrity. This was about how a woman under fire chose to respond and how that response reshaped the way we think about justice, fame, and power. To understand why this trial was so captivating, we need to step back and look at who Cardi B is. Born Belcalis Almanzar in the Bronx, Cardi built her brand on being raw and unapologetic. From her early days as a stripper to her viral Instagram videos to becoming a Grammy-winning rapper, Cardi has always been a disruptor. She's loud, she's funny, she's brutally honest. She's the person who will tell you exactly how she feels. Whether it's in a chart-topping single or a rant on social media, and with that comes controversy. Cardi has never been a stranger to headlines, from feuds with other artists, to political statements, to legal issues. But this case, like this $24 million lawsuit, was one of the biggest challenges of her career. It had the potential to tarnish her reputation and cost her millions. And yet, when the trial began, Cardi didn't look broken. She didn't look scared. She looked like a woman ready to make history. The case centered on an alleged assault that took place back in 2018. A security guard claimed Cardi attacked her at a Beverly Hills clinic. Cardi said it never got physical, just heated. Now, celebrity lawsuits aren't new. We've seen them before: Johnny Depp and Amber Heard, Gwyneth Paltrow's ski trial, even Kim Kardashian's divorce hearings. But what made this different was Cardi's approach. Defendants usually try to disappear into the background, dark suits, neutral expressions, a strategy designed to look as humble and non-threatening as possible. Cardi B did the exact opposite. Every single court appearance became a moment, an event. And the world started watching not just for legal updates, but for the fashion reveals. On the first day, Cardi arrived in a tailored black jacket and a sharp pixie-cut wig. It wasn't just an outfit, it was a power move. Black is serious. It says authority. It says control. It says, "I'm not intimidated." Fans on social media went crazy. People started posting side-by-side comparisons of Cardi's look with movie characters, CEOs, and fashion icons. Tweets said things like, "She didn't come to court. She came to serve." This was more than just fashion. This was psychological warfare. She was showing the judge, the jury, and the world that she wasn't going to be meek or submissive. She was going to fight and look good doing it. The next day, Cardi raised the bar. She showed up in a $7,000 Giambattista Valli tweed ensemble, fringe swaying with every step, beige pointy boots clicking against the pavement, and a studded Louis Vuitton bag completing the look. This was no accident. Tweed has a history. It's the fabric of Chanel, of elegance, of women breaking into male-dominated spaces. It's a fabric that says, "I belong here." Commentators online called it the Met Gala of Justice. Memes compared the courthouse steps to a runway. Suddenly, what should have been a quiet legal proceeding became pop culture entertainment. But Cardi didn't just make a statement with her clothes. Her words made headlines too. During questioning, the plaintiff's lawyer pointed out her changing hairstyles, almost implying that Cardi was inconsistent or unreliable. Cardi's response, pure gold. "Baby, it's a wig." WIG. Next question. That moment went viral. People made GIFs, TIKTOKS remixes. It was a reminder that Cardi's humor and authenticity couldn't be silenced, even under oath. Another key moment was when Cardi, visibly frustrated, said, "I'm pregnant. This girl's about to beat my ass." Hello? It was shocking, emotional, and yet deeply human. Fans saw themselves in her, a woman exhausted but still willing to fight. By the third day, Cardi had fully leaned into the performance. She wore an all-white Jacquemus Ovalo suit with exaggerated shoulders, wide-leg pants, and gold-rimmed sunglasses. White is symbolic. It's the color of innocence. But this wasn't a soft, quiet white. It was bold, structured, almost militant. Fashion critics compared it to armor, saying it was a declaration, "I will not break." At this point, the trial was no longer just a trial. It was an episodic series with fans eagerly awaiting the next installment. Media outlets couldn't keep up. Fashion blogs started covering Cardi's outfits as if it were Fashion Week. Legal analysts were asked to comment, not just on the case, but on whether her style could sway the jury. Some people criticized her, saying it was disrespectful to the court, but others praised her for refusing to be diminished. In a society where women, especially women of color, are often told to shrink themselves, Cardi's boldness felt revolutionary. It said, "You will see me, you will hear me, and I will not apologize for existing." This trial wasn't just about Cardi B. It was about the future of celebrity culture. It raised questions like, should the courtroom be a place where personality and style are allowed? Can fashion be a tool for empowerment during a legal battle? And does turning a trial into a cultural event risk undermining the seriousness of justice? Legal scholars debated whether her image could sway the jury, consciously or subconsciously. Sociologists wrote op-eds about how Cardi's case was a reflection of how we consume news today, not as facts, but as entertainment. And fans, they just wanted to know what she was wearing the next day. Cardi's trial inspired think pieces, late-night monologues, and even fashion retrospectives. People began comparing it to other famous celebrity trials, from O.J. Simpson's glove moment to Gwyneth Paltrow's iconic ski trial glasses. But unlike many other trials, Cardi's had a sense of joy and theatricality. It wasn't just a tragedy or scandal, it was an opportunity for self-expression. This moment could very well change how celebrities approach legal battles in the future. Instead of shrinking, they might lean into performance, turning trials into cultural events. In the end, we still don't know the legal outcome. The case is ongoing. But the cultural verdict, that's already in. Cardi B reminded the world that she is not just a rapper, not just a defendant, but a cultural force. She showed that even in a place as intimidating as a courtroom, you can still be yourself, still command attention, and still own the narrative. Whether she wins or loses in court, Cardi has already made history. Because in the court of public opinion, she is guilty of only one thing: stealing the show.